So I've just been in this glorious sea behind me enjoying a bit of a swim, and I was thinking, as I did, about the expression pedal jack, and that's today's little mini lecture. So I think this is probably the coolest feature on the Grand Classic. I haven't merely added an expression jack to add some cool feature. What I've done is created a removable inner circuit board, and in future you guys are going to get the option to pull that board out and plug different things in to give the Grand Classic, and actually a lot of other pedals after it that I make, different expression features. So you'll be able to upgrade or change out your expression, because I think expression is a vastly underrated and cool thing for us. You know, the wah pedal is one of our coolest ever creations as a guitarist, let's be honest. I mean, what would solos be without wah? And we are so good at using it, and it is so rare we take that to another level and do something different with it. You know, we've had one or two pedals out there. There's an amazing Ibanez flanger, there's a couple of phasers, some of them have direct sweep and some change oscillation speed. But I get that, you know, pedal real estate is important, and you don't really want to have all these different expressions out all the time. So I thought, well, it should be an extra feature on an existing pedal. Now, the inspiration for the particular feature in the Grand Classic is from the synthesizer guys. So the synthesizer guys, I don't think they ever quite won on our level of coolness. Sorry guys. You know, we're roaming around the stage looking sexy and awesome, and they're stuck behind a keyboard. So they had to work harder to get really cool, weird, wacky sounds, and we've kind of lost out a little on that, because we got stuck in a rut, I think, where they were like fully pushing the boundaries. So if you look at their technology, if you look what goes into analog synths, they have some amazing wild sounds. And as soundscape explorers, as pioneers of guitar noise, I want a piece of that. We want a piece of that. I think we should have a piece of that. Come on. You know, and so I put a low pass filter, as it's called, into the Grand Classic as the first key option. This is what it comes with. I haven't really made it clear to you guys that it comes out, and you can change it, because I've only got this one for now, and the next Kickstarter release I'll have new ones, other releases. And so this low pass filter, it basically blocks out all high frequency, and you sweep it like a wah up and down, and it creates a much more synthetic kind of Doctor Who-y kind of version of a wah. So it's in the same vein as a wah. And the great thing about having a jack on the side of a pedal like this is you can plug in a full-on expression pedal, or you can plug in just a little tiny expression knob box and just have it as an extra single control that you set and forget. I'm putting in a switchable feature, so you'll be able to stomp it on and off with an extra switch. That'll all work on this single jack. You know, and yeah, I mean, basically, I think we've got a lot to learn from other musicians. I think it is our Achilles heel, is the fact that we tend to be like, look at us as players, we're raw talent, I don't need anything but an amplifier. And sometimes maybe it's like, yeah, we don't need it. I don't need a Ferrari to get to work in. I mean, I don't have one, but if I had one, I am gonna drive to work in it. I would like one, you know, and I think that's where we need to be as musicians. So this hasn't been very technical so far, so let me have a little more of a deep dive in the technical thing of what happens here with the synth guys. So there are certain circuits with the guitar world, let's say, that we've used over and over again, fuzz circuits, distortion circuits, and we have a habit of getting hung up on that, and we get stuck in these little circuits, and we're fine-tuning the parts and trying to get the perfect tone. Meanwhile, the synth guys, what they've been doing is taking like really wacky, wild components that just have no place in audio electronics, like digital gates that are used for switching, you know, old-fashioned 8-bit computers bits on and off, and then putting audio through them. And it's like, you've done what? Yeah. And so that's what I'm doing. I've been looking at a lot of, you know, have a look, if you're a guitarist, look up the word Eurorack and look up like Eurorack analog synthesizers and have a look at that. And that's the kind of technology we're looking at here. So we'll be able to do things like, as we progress with this Grand Classic, add oscillators, low frequency oscillators, so we'll be able to sweep things up and down in interesting ways on that expression jack. Because you're not just limited to plugging in an expression pedal. You can actually run it off something called 5 volt CV voltage. So that's where you use a voltage between 0 and 5 volts to control it, and that means we can do some really clever stuff with that. We can do some super ass clever stuff with that, you know. yeah, I mean, all sorts of different frequency filters, different sweeps, different noises. In future, we can look at having swept fuzzies, swept EQs, swept boosters. We can have, I really want to add flangers, phasers, choruses, all on different expression boards. And so you'll be able to chop and change that inner part of your pedal with different options. And, you know, next time I run a Kickstarter, which was not going to be very far into the future, that unit is going to have a compatible inner module as well, so you can begin swapping and changing. So yeah, that's maybe not quite as technical as the other ones, but hopefully that was informative and interesting. We're going to see, you know, really look at what other technology areas have to offer, what the other guys have been using, and start bringing that into our world, because I think we deserve that. I think we're owed some unique and unusual tones, because that's what we're here for, you know? That's what we're here for. Right, see you soon.